In Brooklyn. Biggie there. That's right. To us. Papa Ed. What's good? To rock a much finer vodka. It's the biggest in the game. AB, what's good? Calm Body, what's good? That Brooklyn. To rock a much finer vodka, let's get to it. The biggest is back. Can't you? Yo, Roxy. Yo, Roxy. Hermes, Roxy. Hermes. Oh my, with the, boy, meaning who's really the shit? Ellis, 4.5. What? Question last. Cut out. Blunts and broads. Woo! Woo! No car payment. It's your Brooklyn basement. All right. We got Roxy Diaz in here. You know her. 106 in Park. You know her very well. Grammys, all that. She always is a heckler to the show. And we love it. We accept it with great honor. And so, somebody said, G, you good? That's family, brother. That doesn't create any turbulence. Shout out, sorry, yesterday. Yesterday we missed the show because I went and did Drink Champs for the 76th time with my brother Nori and EFN. Something Nori told me yesterday that I'm going to share with you guys. He said, you the big homie when it comes to music and everything else. But when it comes to this media shit, I am the big homie. And you want to know what? I'm going to bow down and call a man the big homie. Okay? I call a man the big homie and love my brother Nori. Love Nori and everything he does, man. Today, we're going to talk about different things. I definitely want to talk about my Knicks and the Lakers. But this show is a little different. So, Nori was telling me, I never knew that people, you know, there's always people who talk shit. People who know him, tell him like, you know, Joe's coming for your slot, or Joe's trying to compete with Drink Champs. This is not true. This show was organically done off of COVID and to get us by, you know the story. And I do different things. Like Nori goes, he gets you high, he talks hip hop and all that, which is great. We do that. But this is about inspiring and doing different things for the people, different for the community. We have everybody from Dr. Fauci on here to people who ran for presidents and people from domestic violence and LGBT community, you name it. We talk about what's really affecting the community. Now, last week, the biggest talk was Colombia. And it's still the biggest talk, and we're still praying for everybody in Colombia, where the police was killing the Colombians and all this, and it's still going on, and we need it to be safe. And what we're about is peace. What we're about is peace and try to inspire the people. Tonight, I got a good friend of mine on. He's not a celebrity. He's not famous. But he's like a brother to me. And his family, his mother lives in Palestine. I'm going to bring him on now. And we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on over there in Gaza and Palestine. Now, this is not based on hate. This is not, but this is on, let's see what we could do to uplift the people, because the people keep hitting me. You obviously know I have tons of friends that are Palestinian, and they're hitting me, and I don't know what I can do. So maybe just talking about it, and keeping it real with my brother. And so, we'll get to that right now. Hold up. So that's what we do, man. Fatty.
My brother Joe.
What's up, brother?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you
Fatty, I
having
love
me
you,
on the
bro.
show.
I love you, bro.
I love you
And
too, man.
I have friends that are Jewish, that are my best friends like family, just like I have friends like you that are Palestinian and Muslim, right? I don't know in detail what happened this time, but what I do know is they haven't been getting along over there for thousands of years, right? And me, I do
73,
shows.
73 years.
73 years?
73 years.
Okay, yo, Fatty, you got the facts. For 73 years for me is forever, right? Like I haven't been here for
Yep.
73. So they've been going at each other. And so, it's something, I'm gonna keep it real with you, it's something nobody really talks about. Everybody just stays quiet, minds their business. I don't know, the details, right? And so, Fatty, everybody's hitting me. Joe, you got to do something. Joe, I'm just a rapper, Fatty, right? What do you think, before we go into, what do you think I can do? Like, because people are hitting me, Fatty. You ain't the only one. All in my DM, like, Joe, you got to do something. You got to do something. You got to do something. What can I do?
All right. Well, what you can start doing is using your platform, Joe. That's why I sent you that message. You know what I mean? Because God has blessed you to have a big platform with a big reach. You know what I mean? So everyone knows you're a politician. You talk about politics. You love every time there's something going on. You want to bring up awareness about what's going on. You know what I mean? When Puerto Rico had their tragedy, you were all over Puerto Rico. You know what I mean? The Arab community supported that. Colombia, Black Lives Matter. Your voice is big in the community. It's big in the world. You know what I mean? God has blessed you to give you that platform. So right now, the only thing we can ask for you to do is use your platform just to promote peace. There's no targeting towards people. You know what I mean? Like, we want peace just like the Jews want peace. You know what I mean? Like, we consider them as neighbors. Like, a lot of my friends are Jewish. You know what I mean? When we introduce ourselves to other people, we say, "This is my neighbor." You know what I mean? So that's how we like to keep it that way. You know what I mean? So all we want in life is peace.
Let me ask you a question, Fatty. What happened this time? I heard, and I might not have the real thing, was that Muslim people were going into mosques to pray on the holiest day of Ramadan, and the Israeli police blocked them from going into the mosque. Is that what happened? This started this time?
It's more than that, Joe. It's more than that. So to be exact with you, so just to let you know, Jerusalem is divided into two sides, east and west. Okay. East is supposed to be for the Palestinians, which is where the Aqsa is, our mosque, and the west is supposed to be for the Israelis, okay? But illegally, it's called occupied Jerusalem, occupied East Jerusalem, because it's occupied by the Israelis, okay? Even though it's supposed to be for us. So therefore, a lot of the Palestinians can't go pray in the Aqsa because it's occupied. You know what I mean? When it's not supposed to be occupied. But that's that. On another note, if you notice, everyone's putting the hashtag Sheikh Jarrah. That's a small village in East Jerusalem, which is supposed to be Palestine. It's been occupied by the Palestinians for hundreds and hundreds of years. Palestinian homes on Palestinian land. Okay, so what happened is the Israeli Supreme Court approved that Israeli settlers could go and evict 6 Palestinians in May and 7 in August. Okay, we're in May right now. So what happened is a lot of the Palestinians went to the neighborhood and started doing protesting, non-violent protesting. Okay, mind you, this is my side of the story. This is what I'm hearing. My family's there. You know what I mean? Everyone has their story, but this is my story.
And you always there,
Not
Fatty. Fatty, you're
yeah.
always in Palestine.
I'm always there. You know, the more I go, the more mature I became, the more I learned about it because I used to be very aggressive about things. Now I'm learning and becoming more smart about things. I'm becoming wiser and learning more about, you know. Before I try to like attack it, I learn about it and then talk about it. So they were having nonviolent protests in this neighborhood because they're expecting to evict 6 Palestinian homes who've been there for years. So they just basically come to your house and say you gotta go, and if you don't go, they get the soldiers to come and get you out. Okay, and then when they get you out, they're not giving you another house. You're homeless. Okay, so it's a nonviolent protest. So what happens is that the Zionists know that the Aqsa is a soft spot in our heart. You know what I mean? So whenever the Palestinians are protesting anywhere in the country or anywhere in the state, they go straight to the Aqsa, attack the Aqsa because they know that's our soft spot. You know what I mean? And so
And so
the problem
let's
is,
be clear. Let's be clear.
yeah,
That is a place of religious worship,
yes,
and
it
it's
is,
supposed to be
it is,
sacred no matter
yes,
what religion. If you're Catholic, you Israeli, you are
absolutely.
Muslim, the worship is supposed to be sacred.
It's supposed to be sacred, you know, and especially for us, you know, you've been around Arabs a long time. When we go pray in our mosque, we have to take our shoes off. You know what I mean? We have
Mm.
to wash up before we go pray. So when all these incidents happen and these soldiers come storming into the Aqsa, they basically go all into the mosque with shoes on, with guns on, shooting grenades, shooting tear gas. I mean, this is unacceptable. We don't go in anyone's church. We're good people, just like they're good people. You know what I mean? But
The
what we
hardest
need.
question I can ask you, Fatty, is since I was born, I've heard peace in the Middle East. I've seen summits after summits since Yasser Arafat and all the, like, I mean, for years since I was a baby. Uh, is there something that, and I'm not cutting you off, we're gonna go into things, but could there finally be peace in Palestine and Jerusalem? Could there be peace? Or is it like
There's,
every Muslim baby over there, and every Jewish baby is like, no, we're never gonna have peace. Or what?
that,
I
that,
mean,
that's that's because they have a lot built up inside, you know. So you're speaking to someone with a lot of anger, which you don't want to you don't want to speak to someone with emotions. You know what I mean? So how I see it is our my solution is what we need more than anything, more than our own people's voice. We need our good Jewish friends and people to to speak out to their Zionist people and say this is not right. It's not the Jewish people that are bad. You know what I mean? It's like every part of every ethnicity has a bad group. You know what I mean? And it's not the Jewish people that are bad, but the good Jewish people need to stand up and tell their Zionists, like, hey, what you're doing, evicting these people that have been in these homes for hundreds of years, is not right. You know what I mean? Like, if we get them to use their voice to stand up to their people, you know what I mean? It would help us out a lot. And then another thing is we need the leaders all over the world to get involved. You know what I mean? Like if you notice with this what's going on right now, the word is out there. The word is out there. Like I hate to
it's a
say this, you
different
know
day.
what I
It's
mean?
too much social media. It's too
That's what I'm
much,
saying,
like,
Joe.
it's no way to hide nothing. Everything's on social media. Everything, and I
Exactly.
ain't gonna lie, I've seen it on both news. I've seen it on the CNN side. I've seen it
No,
on the
it's everywhere.
Fox side.
So not don't try to feed off what the media is telling you over there because a lot of that is false
That's why,
information. You know what I
Fatty,
mean?
this is why I've asked you to come on, because your
Yeah.
mother is in Palestine.
Yeah.
So everybody keeps telling me, Joe, you got to talk about it. I don't have a problem talking about it. You know,
Yeah.
you my brother, and I love you to death, and I got some best friends that are Jewish too. So what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is, let's get to what because we don't know. We over here watching, bro. So
Yeah.
basically, what you're saying is, it's almost like when we say Black Lives Matter, a cop was out of hand and did something, but the other cops stood around and watched it happen.
You can't say it better than that. You
And
can't say
so
that.
that's what
So
I'm
like,
understanding you're saying. That's what you're saying. That, hey, how about some Jewish people that might think that it might be wrong, even though they're sticking together? Maybe, yo, speak up and let them know maybe this is unfair. That's what you're saying.
1,000%. Because to be honest with you, Joe, they know the Zionists are wrong. You know what I mean? They know they're wrong. You know, the only
Okay,
Jewish people,
let me hold up. Could you use the word Zionist
yeah.
5 times? What does Zionist mean?
So Zionists are, you know, it's an oppressed movement that come and take over the villages. They're settlers, extreme Israeli settlers. They basically come and take over Palestinian villages. That's what they do. Now, we know Jewish friends. We have a lot of Jewish friends. They don't do that. You know what I mean? They don't even know that exists. They're not part of that. It's those extreme Israeli Zionists that actually go and do that. You know what I mean? So that's who they are.
So that's like a crew.
That's like a crew.
I never knew that. I never knew the meaning of that. In the best case scenario, right? If the best case scenario and the dream come true, right? For this problem right now, because I know the conflict in Palestine, Jerusalem is a very deep, you know, I think you need to find 2 leaders that the people really look to that really want the peace one day. Like, I don't even know if it's now or anywhere near now, but you have to have 2 people on one on each side that really wants the peace that the people listen to.
I
Like,
agree.
say if you had an Obama of, you know, and then and try to really work towards peace. But right now, what do you think could calm down the streets of Jerusalem and Gaza? What do you think is the best case scenario?
I mean, Biden has to speak up. You know what I mean? Biden has to speak up. He has to let the people know, like, they have to cease fire. Like, it needs to stop. You know what I mean? It really needs, because the problem is, it seems like this always
But do
happens.
you honestly believe that Biden could say stop and it stops?
If he can open up his mouth, he's the president, Joe. You know what I mean?
Of the United States, not of Palestine and Israel.
No, Joe. The United States has a lot of pool in this. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of our tax money goes to Israel. You know what I mean? So I don't want to sound like I'm biased and I'm all about Palestine. It's not true. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you what I believe. You know what I mean? I'm not against anything. I want peace. I want all of us to be together, and you know what I mean? But that's how I feel. Like, why hasn't Biden spoken up? You know what I mean? Why hasn't any of the other leaders spoken up? You know? So I mean, it's just like, so the thing is like, it's gone viral all over social media. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to say this, I'm born and raised in America, but like, we're in our own little bubble there. We don't know anything outside of the U.S. You know what I mean? But this situation has opened up the U.S.'s eyes. Like, all my friends in the U.S. are seeing this, so they're learning about this. You know what I mean? So but the thing is, like, it's gone out to the people, but they're putting it out on their social media. But where are the leaders on this? You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're putting it out. I know the leaders are seeing it, but they're not speaking up. You know what I mean? Like, we're flooding it now. They have to speak up. You know what I mean? Like, we did our part. Now it's up to them, because they're the decision makers. You know what I mean?
Besides, let's go local. Besides Biden speaking up, which I agree, Biden should always speak up for peace, regardless. Wherever it's at in the world, if he sees any conflict between each other, especially when we're connected, like you're saying that we're connected. Yeah, we are connected to Israel, right? He can step up and say, yo, let's have some peace. But over there, what would make the people of Palestine? Because it's 2 things. Is the people of Palestine, and you know, I have a lot of Palestinian friends. They're very passionate, and it ain't bombs or missiles, but they're throwing rocks and bottles and shit at the cops.
We don't have an army, Joe.
I know. I know if you had an army but they're throwing rocks and bombs and bottles, passionate, right? Then the cops, to me, always been my opinion, um, they strike back even harder for the rocks and the bottles with like real military force and all that, right?
Yes.
So now, what can get that to stop besides Biden? I mean, I know that the kids in Palestine ain't gonna stop because Biden said stop. Like,
Yeah.
so what I'm asking you is, what is it? Let these people stay with their home? What is it? Don't patrol our mosque? What do you think could stop it now? If everybody was together, what do you think could stop it for the time being? I'm not talking about the overall, I've been hearing people say free Palestine since I was born.
Yeah.
So I know this is deeper than me and you talking right now. You know what I'm saying? But what could at least put a Band-Aid on what's going on right now?
I think, to me personally, I think they should just, give up East Jerusalem. They got West Jerusalem. Don't like, it's supposed to be East Jerusalem's supposed to be ours, but it's occupied. It's illegally occupied. You know what I mean? Give us the right to pray in our mosque peacefully. You know what I mean? We don't come on the other side. We don't interrupt them when they're doing their holidays. You know what I mean? We just want to pray in our mosque peacefully. You know what I mean? I mean that's our biggest thing. Like I told you earlier, like that's our soft spot. That's all that's the third holiest mosque in the world, Joe. You know what I mean? The third holiest. Like that's
Yeah, I know
that's a
this
very holy mosque.
this land means too much, vice versa. This
It
land
does.
this
So
land is
the
like
whole
it's the
compound, Joe. The
holiest
whole
land in the
compound.
world.
Yes,
It's the
it
holiest
is.
land in the world, and so you know it's man, and look, I'm praying for you. I love you. I love Palestine. I hope we can find some sort of peace for the people. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't understand because people hitting me up all over like, yo, Joe, do some. Well, I'm doing what I could do, talking on
Yeah.
here. Hopefully it can reach people. Let's talk about this and get some peace going. I'm about peace.
So that's what I told. That's what I told you in the message, Joe. You know, you can promote it on your social media. You don't have to target anyone. You can just say, "Hey, I'm promoting peace. This needs to stop. Both sides need to stop." That's all you need to do. That's doing your part. You know what I mean? You're
Well,
not Muslim. You're not Arab. You're not
my
Jewish.
part is, please, people, stop and bring peace. There's a lot of
That's it.
elderly. There's a lot of kids, innocent people on both sides, vice versa. Uh, Fat Joe hopes we can get to the bottom of this. Hope you can finish this right now because it's ugly and we know it's only going to escalate. You know how it
Exactly.
goes. You
That's it.
start off with the
That
appetizer, then it turns into dinner. So,
exactly.
and so my brother, man, I'm praying for your mother and everybody. And
I
in
appreciate you, Joe.
Israel. And in
I,
Israel.
pre-
Yo, Fatty, I got a lot of Jewish friends.
I already
Best
know,
friends.
Avi. Those are our guys, Joe. We got a
Everybody
lot of
is
them.
my people. So I'm not,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to bring awareness so we can bring peace. Because we're
And I
all human.
appreciate that. And,
All
and
right?
and you one of the leaders in that, Joe. That's why I came to you and said, Joe, lead by example because you're the OG in this game, and you
Yeah.
know how to spit game. You're the best at it. So people follow you. You know what I mean?
All right, my
So I
brother. I love you,
appreciate I
Fatty,
appreciate you,
man.
Joe.
Send your
Love you too.
family my love and blessings. I'm
Thank you,
praying.
Joe.
Peace.
Bro.
And so, listen, we're here about inspiration. We're here on peace. We're here on uplifting humanity, the human race. That is what I'm about. No matter what, I'm about peace and everybody coming together. Now I have a voice. I didn't know I have a voice that everybody, they hit me from Palestine. Joe, talk. Let them know this. Look, I love everyone and I want everybody to come to a happy medium. I don't know what the happy medium is. They've been getting it on for thousands of years. It's thousands of years, man. And he said 73 years. But it's sad, man, and we got to stop it. It's been quiet for a minute, and we need to go back to this quiet and negotiate with each other. Maybe it is, don't move these people out their house. I don't know. You know, I'm sure there's aggression on both sides. I'm sure there's problem starters on the Palestinian side. There's problem starters on the Israel side. I know that. We have people that in human form love beef. They love problems. And so, God bless. I'm going to pray. I hope somebody saw this, some type of politicians, somebody, because, you know, we've had everybody going for presidents, for mayors, for this, and maybe we could speak up towards peace. I don't know how we can stop it from here, but please speak up towards peace. That's all I can say. And what do you want Khaled to do? Khaled can't do nothing either, bro. What do you want him to speak up to? He's going to speak up too and say, please, peace. That's all we about is peace. But what does it matter? Like, you know, we need these politicians and people who can really move the needle to really speak up. You heard from me, you heard from Khaled. That's it. And we're praying for the people. As simple as that. And so, no, I'm not a prime minister, but I do, you know, I speak my mind, and where I see people hurting, like I said, I got some best friends. Just Mother's Day, I was in my friend's house. They had my mother and everything. They're Jewish, bro. And they're my best friends. And you already know these are my best friends, and they Palestinian. So all I want is I don't want nobody to be hurt. I don't want no pain. I don't want no turmoil. I'm just the rapper from the Bronx, bro. And I like to just bring that peace. That's all I could say. And so, wow, it's just so powerful. It's so, I hate to see my people in pain. I hate to see people going through it. You know, especially if we could somehow stop this. We could definitely slow down what's going on right now. But overall, that's why I can't get into it with him too much about it, because I know overall, anytime I try to get into it, I never came up with a solution. Either way, if I talked to, what's up, little mama? If I talk to Israelis, and they're not moving. And I talk to the Palestinians, they're not moving. These are both stubborn people. I mean, no disrespect, they got to be the most stubborn people ever, these two. Right? And kind of like me, because once you cross me, I don't. And so I'm just praying for the people out there in Jerusalem, in Palestine, for both everybody to please try to stop this before innocent people stop getting hurt. He said, we the best pristine. Yeah, you guys are something else, man. And like I said, man, just unity is key. And I hope somebody can hear me out there to keep talking up about peace. Somebody can make the right phone calls. Somebody can do whatever they can so that there's peace out there. Same with Colombia. I'm over here. My family calling me, and so I bring it to the forth. This is what we do. We talk hip hop, we talk politics, we talk COVID, we talk everything on here, and mostly inspiration. I like bringing people on here that come from nothing and made it to something. You know, people who come, look at my Knicks, man. We ain't been to the playoffs in 20 years. Right now, I got threatened on my text by 30 Lakers fans. They feel scared. LeBron's not playing tonight. They got Mr. Fragile running the show. Chopra moment, write that down. Mr. Fragile. Mr. Fragile is, you know who that is. The unibrow. Every time the man falls on the floor, God bless him, the announcers is like, holy Christ, is this it? My good friend Anthony, AKA Mr. Fragile. And so, my Knicks, 4th seed, headed to the playoffs. I predict we're going to upset somebody on the first round. Too much Julius Randle. And if you let Fat Joe the Psychic talk, if you let Fat Joe the Psychic talk, look at Lucky Lefty. Yo, Lefty! Out in Cali, boy. Yo, LA's tuned in. Nah, stop, guys. Stop. But you know that boy. Yo, Lefty, you know that boy Fragile. I'm not talking about LeBron. LeBron go to the rack, the Baja, anybody. But Anthony, he's fragile. He's fragile. You know it. Every time he falls on the floor, you're like, oh my God, what can we do about this guy? And so, I think we're gonna go and upset somebody in the first round. Because they're nice. And yep, that's right. I told you, you ain't gotta agree with me, Lefty, but I know you're a Laker fan, but you know, if I was a Lakers fan, I'd be nervous every time this guy touched the ball. Lucky Church was good. And Knicks, you can't tell us shit. We've been through so much pain for 20 years straight. We lost so much that every time there's 2 minutes left, even if we up 20, I'm still nervous. We used to find a way to fuck it up. And so, we're proud of our Knicks, overachievers. Tonight at 10 o'clock, it's on. Everywhere I'm going, it's the talk. Earlier I did Wildin' Out. Earlier I did Wildin' Out with Nick Cannon. And the minute I mentioned my Knicks, everybody attacked me. I forgot that he's from LA, and everybody was coming at me and saying they things. And everybody is upset, but they scared of Julius Randle. They're scared of Julius Randle. And so, like somebody just said about Floyd Mayweather and the Paul brothers. The Paul brothers are going to get fucked up. Do they have a lot of heart? Yes. Are they tough guys? Yes. Are they going to get punished? Yes. By the champ. The only thing I come in here and I'll tell you, and I don't want to sound crazy, is that I don't want the champ to keep fighting. I know he gets his bag or whatever the case may be, but boxing is about going in that ring mano a mano. Somebody can get lucky, bro. Not the Paul brothers, but somebody can get lucky. And so I never want to see the champ get hurt or whatever in any way. Yes, he's way better than them. He's way better than them. And you know, about conversations, right? Because I read some of these rest in peace, Kobe. Some of these comments, and just like I'm respectful to y'all, and I can't control what y'all say, be respectful to me. Because I don't have all the answers, and I'm learning. And I brought my brother Fatty on, whose family's in Palestine. And I did something nobody else does. Okay? So have a little respect for me trying to bring on the conversation. Right? And so I seen people telling yo, what's up, Erica? People telling Khaled and all his comments, talk about Palestine, this and that. When he puts up the mosque and says, my people, you still drag them underneath. That's not it. That's not going to go nowhere. That's not going nowhere. So if you want to talk about something, then we talk about it and we give out what we can talk about. And hopefully people are listening that could change and make things happen. Not just diss people to diss people, you know, and you just can't make everybody happy. Yeah, we must have the conversation. Yes, Erica. So I had that conversation, and you know that's what I do. But it shows about everything. It shows about hip hop. This shows about everything. So you know, I got on my Knicks, talking my shit about my Knicks. Floyd Mayweather's the champ. He is way better than Jake Paul and his brother. He is going to damage these guys. But what I'm saying is there's a reason why people retire, because at some point, you know, Father Time comes in. And so that's all I've been saying. And I'm not going to say it no more because I don't want nobody to think I'm you know, saying anything wrong about the champ, because I love the champ. I worship the champ. He's the greatest of all time. So Terror Squad Queen, what's up? And so shout out to Steve Moderano. I went to Moderano's today. Some of my friends from New Jersey came in town. And then he's a fat guy like me, Joe, from Jersey, really Staten Island. He always talks to me about restaurants. You know, with me, him, and Uncle Dan, I told him, listen, I'm going to take you to my favorite restaurant ever. It's called Moderano. So he came. And he was like, yo, Joe, I'm in town. So I said, all right, because it's not easy to get those reservations. So I said, yo, Steve, I really got it. He said, all right, Joe. So we went there early. And boy, Steve was knocking the whole meal out. Everything was perfect. It was like, it was everything you said, Joe. I said, thank God that it was good, because we always brag about food. You know, I try to watch my weight and everything, but I can't lie to you guys. I am addicted to food. I love good food. And yeah, this is the biggest show in the game. What we've been able to do, nobody could do. We've been on here for a year and 3 months consistent through hard times. This show has been equivalent to the movie where the guy goes, good morning, Vietnam. There was times I came on here and 4 people died that day of COVID that I knew. 5 people died of COVID. People dying all over COVID. And we still had to go on. Celebrities we know, Andre Harrell, Fred the Godson, Prince Marky D. Like, this shit has not been easy. But we still come on here. And they asked me, yo, Joe, why you keep... Because how the hell you think I got successful my whole life? How come you think I'm still... Yo, Ro Paris, how come you think I'm still in the game all these years later? It's because I won't give up. I'm relentless. I'm driven. I'm going to come on every day. Yeah, it fucks up my chances of going to an NBA game, courtside. Yeah, this show is messing up my dinner life. But I got to talk to the people. Because if not me, who else? Just listen to me and listen to your greatest hip-hop show that you love. And you compare who's talking the shit that appeals to you, who could better you, who could tell you how to invest, who tell you stories of triumph, who bring the biggest guests in the world on here, and who's talking mumbo jumbo. Who's talking about 6ix9ine colored his hair purple and white today, or this and this? That's mumbo jumbo, bro. That's not gonna help you, bro. You ain't getting no money with that. I told you last week, cryptocurrency. That's where the guys I know nowadays is getting big money overnight. But unfortunately, And I'm telling Erica Ford that she's watching and she's a warrior of the streets. Unfortunately, in the black and brown community, when somebody gets money, sometimes they always want it all. They think they can have it all so they can be above people and look like, nah, man. The true key is to let people know what you know to become successful. People said Dogecoin. I got some of that too. But I'm just letting you know. This shit real. And so, they said doggy coins, baby. Whatever. I'm just trying to let you know. Because the world, especially America, it's become more. I mean, now people got a little money because the stimmies, because the PPP, because of this. I mean, COVID. The truth is, if you broke into COVID, that is your profession. Because people been making money. People got money, whether it's the stimulus, everybody in the family got that 1,400, businesses got PPP, everything. People been getting money in the COVID. So if you're broke in the COVID, that is your new profession. You are broke. Because there's a way to get money out here. But it's cool. It's cool. But in terms of reality in America, you either rich or you poor. There is no middle class no more. There isn't a middle class. All these boomings and all these things we've been hearing about, that's the past. Homes are very expensive now. You're not getting one for cheap. You're not getting a hookup. You want to own a business, McDonald's costs you $1.5 million to get a franchise. How do you have that? Right? And so I try to tell you what I know. What I know is and money is made to invest. I told you a story the other day, the pandemic. You ain't bullshitting. And so, what's up, cousin Miriam? I love you, my favorite cousin. And on my Cuban side, I had to have an argument with EFN. Yo, Miriam, do you realize that there's a guy down with Noriega who really thinks I'm not Cuban? And I got to argue with this guy every time I does this show. Every time I'm on the show, trying to prove to him I'm half Cuban. Shout out to NJ Rock Solid. Let me see if we can get this man here. Sheba to the moon. I don't know what he's saying. Hey, yo, Ro Parrish. How the hell your hair grew from one day?
You said what? Say that again?
Your hair grew in one day, bro.
Hey, I'm taking my vitamins.
I never had, let me tell you something. I've never had more scared Lakers fans in my Texas, I think in my natural life. How about, but shout out to Boris Kojo.
Shout out to the OG.
The man always trying to look like me, Boris Kojo. The man, this guy's the most handsome guy in the world. I always tease Boris Kojo and be like, man, this guy always trying to look like me, man.
He's trying to jack your swag. He's trying to jack your swag.
Talk to me about tonight's game, the Lakers and the Knicks.
Your New York Knicks can clinch their first playoff spot in 8 years tonight if they get the dub over the Lakers.
Yo, Ro, I've crowned, and it's messed up because I love Anthony Davis, but I've crowned him. I got into an argument today. I was surrounded by a bunch of Lakers fans. I did the Wild 'N Out show with Nick Cannon. I didn't realize everybody's from LA in that motherfucker.
Yes.
I called him Mr. Fragile. AD is Mr. Fragile. And I don't want nobody to ever get hurt, but I cannot lie. There is no player in the NBA that when they fall, I am scared and terrified to death that he might not get up.
No lies detected. We all feel that way. Anytime AD goes down, and I love AD's game, but anytime he's like, yo, like, hold up, wait. So I feel you. You're right.
Yo, bro, let me tell you something. Skipping around the NBA, is the Joker the MVP
Yes.
of the league?
Yes. It ain't even close.
What do you think is more? What do you think is the best qualities of the Joker?
Best qualities, number one, he plays the game the right way. He shares with all his teammates. He has the most assists from the center since, you remember Wilt Chamberlain? Does that name ring a bell?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt Chamberlain put up crazy numbers, led the league in assists one year. The Joker is not leading the league, but he's right there in the top 5 in assists. But he can shoot, he can pass, he can rebound. And, yo, trust me, be careful. These Nuggets are going to be a problem in the playoffs.
Listen, the thing I love about him is he doesn't have a body. You know, like, I used to love, and pause, but I used to love Dwight Howard because he was so big. Ben Wallace, like, they got these 7-foot cock diesel. You know what you're getting. The Joker, he looks like he got a regular body, but he's so elusive. He's like Slinky, right? He's like Jello. This guy can hit you left, right, and I don't think it's been since man, I'm trying to think of homeboy from many years ago from Sacramento that was the center that
Vlade Divac.
Vlade Divac had eyes behind his head.
Yes.
Vlade Divac had eyes behind his head. I don't think there's been a center since Vlade Divac like the Joker who could pass that rock.
You got Vlade. You got Arvydas Sabonis. I don't know if
Arvydas Sabonis, I think, he might have been the best. Arvydas Sabonis had that.
Yeah. So, and then now you got the Joker, who's, man, the Joker's on another level, and he should win the MVP by a landslide. If LeBron was putting up the numbers that Joker was putting up, bro, they wouldn't even be talking about it right now. It'd be a wrap.
Now, the Joker's the best in the game.
Right.
Right now, there's nothing you can do about it. Out the East, who you see coming? You still see Brooklyn?
Man, I don't know about Brooklyn, man. They got to be healthy, and even if they're healthy, I don't know. Like, I don't know who's coming out the East, because it could be Philly. Everybody's sleeping on Milwaukee. Bro, I have no clue who's coming out of the Eastern Conference, bro. Bro, I need to know who you got, though.
Me out the East?
I know you love your Knicks, but let's take your heart out of it. Take your heart and let's think with your mind, not your heart.
I can't. I get killed for this shit, man. I can't. I can't. I really can't, because my people kill me. They'll kill me.
Scratch that. I just want to know, and I know you are dedicated.
Let's just say nobody in the East has the level of talent that Brooklyn has.
Facts.
Now, does Brooklyn have the dog in them to win a chip? I don't know.
I'm going to ask you this, though. If Brooklyn and the Knicks play in the playoffs,
I'm at every game.
That's all I wanted to know. I want to make sure that you.
I can't wait. I want that beef. Yo, listen. I had Randall on here. I said, yo, Randall, look, I know you're a ball player. You grew up in Dallas. Do you realize there's a rivalry in New York? He said, yeah. I said, no, but like, do you know that we want to beat Brooklyn? Shout out to the Brooklyn. Hold up. Shout out to the Brooklyn organization, one of the finest organizations in the NBA.
No question.
I seen these guys last night. I was in a restaurant in Miami. I can't lie to you. They have a great organization. Shout out to the Brooklyn Nets organization. I'm always a Knicks fan. I'm always going for my Knicks over everybody. I can't wait for that war, Brooklyn against the Knicks. Now, in the West, I'm going, man, let me just go who I'm going with. I think the Clippers are going to come out the West.
That's not a bad pick.
The
Nobody's paying
closest pick I would have went to it was the Joker and them.
So you're not feeling Phoenix and you're not feeling Utah. You're not really confident
Phoenix
in them
too
and their
little.
ability.
Utah's really dope.
Right.
Phoenix too little when it comes to that 7 games and all that. They're not gonna do that. They're not. I'm not gonna lie to you, and they're incredible. Shout out to CP3, and Booker. That's not gonna go, right? And that's just my opinion. But
Shouts out to all of
the
them.
Lakers fucked up when they got rid of Rondo.
I like your pick for the Clippers, though.
They got
Clippers
rid of
might be
Rondo.
legit.
Yeah, because they got Rondo. Now, I don't believe in Paul George. I think skill-wise, he's the A-Rod of basketball. He's the A-Rod of basketball. Paul George is the most incredible baseball player, a basketball player during the season, but he chokes.
That hurts, yo. That hurts. Hey, but check this though. Hey, remember A-Rod had that one. Hey, but A-Rod had that one good postseason when the Yankees won the championship.
Yeah, but when you're the biggest and you're supposed to be the best, you're supposed to come through all the time.
I said, hey, remember A-Rod had that one series?
Yeah, I remember, but the one ain't good enough. Out of 10 years, 15 years, you're the home run king and you fall apart. Paul George does the same thing. I'm scared of him. But Rondo, he's the biggest giant on the court, and his IQ for winning chips is out of this world. That's why I say Clippers out the West.
No question. No question. Rondo's the best when it comes to playoffs.
That's how I look at it. Who you got out the West?
I got to go with the Clippers too because the Lakers is banged up. I don't believe in Utah yet. I like the Clippers because of Rondo, and then you got. I think Paul George is going to have an awesome series. Like every series, I think he's going to be legit. I think he's going to step up.
He historically doesn't have it in him. I'm telling you the
Crack
truth.
ain't feeling it. He's like, nah.
No. I love Paul George. He is pound for pound, probably top 5, definitely top 10 players in the NBA. But for some reason, he doesn't have that dog in him to win a chip. Now, Kawhi Leonard will throw the team on his back. Rondo will throw the team on his back. I'm hoping that if Paul George gets sick,
right,
Kawhi will carry him and do the Pippen, Michael Jordan. And so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Rondo and Kawhi got to bring him to the promised land. They got to bring him to the promised land.
We on the same page.
All right, my brother. I love you, man. God bless. Nothing but love, bro. Thanks for coming on. Peace, my brother.
Salute.
All right, yo. Boy, I tell you, man, let me tell you something, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. Let your darkest moments bring your most clarity. Meaning, if you're going through a tough time, if you're going through anything bad in your life, and your so-called friends and family members are not there for you, just know they're not with you. And so when you get better and you get in a better circumstance, you gotta move on. If you still hang out with these people and believe in these people, you are playing yourself and you are lying to yourself. See that? And put God first. Always trust in God. And if you truly love God, You're about the people. You're about righteousness. You're about peace. You're about forgiveness. We the biggest in the game.